And here we go again.
Well,
Here
I go again.
Oh, here I go again. Yeah, that's right. Reason why I'm saying this, and if you kind of notice that we have the same shirts on, wink, wink, go check the last episode. The reason is because we decided to do a back-to-back recording of our podcast. So welcome to the Creative 7. Hey. Why did I say Creative 7? Why?
Because it's your company.
There you go.
Love it.
But this is the Creative Spin podcast, people. Yes, this is the Creative Spin podcast. And this is another episode that we are going to talk about photography. We're going to talk about, not photography in the sense of, are you a photographer, No, it's more in the sense of, do you need good photos for your stuff? For your website, for your social media, for your whatever you want to use it. That is, and this all came to be because of a photo shoot that I did with a client last week, and the fact that she was extremely well prepared, and I wanted to kind of throw that out there as a advice for people that are looking into getting their photos done properly, to kind of follow what she did, which was really good. So we're going to be talking about that. How's that?
Great.
Let's hit that intro.
Yep.
Welcome to another episode of the Creative Spin podcast. Buckle up, you're in for a show.
All right, so before we start talking about picture time. No, I'm not going to take a picture of you.
I thought you were.
What the heck, man? What's wrong with you?
was getting
We're in a
ready.
podcast, for
I was getting
Pete's
ready.
sake. Before we start talking about that, we need to talk about our sponsor. Our sponsor of this here show is Workplace One. They're a company that offers boutique private offices, co-working spaces, and virtual office solutions, as well as meeting rooms, which are very cool, and we use them all the time for our
Yes.
podcast when we're recording with people, real people, because we're not real here. It's just me and you. And yeah, they have offices all over Toronto and even in Kitchener-Waterloo here in Ontario. So if you are an entrepreneur or have a company, anywhere from a one-person deal to 100 or a median, just you know what? Keep them in mind because they are versatile like that. They can accommodate you for a small little office to 10 offices.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of saying 10,
for
but
a day,
they
for
can
a week,
definitely
for a month, whatever.
they can definitely help you out with what you need for your company to kind of be successful at what you do. If you need more information about what and who Workplace One is and is all about, just go over to their website at workplaceone.com. And now let's talk about pictures.
Sure.
So,
I
was at a photo shoot with one of our clients, Penny. Hey, Penny. Penny was actually a guest here on our show, and she will be a guest again because I want to touch base and kind of go back to what we spoke in that first podcast, which was all about how you should be investing your money and dealing with your money and all of that kind of stuff, because that was just before COVID hit.
And
so now I want to have a perspective of what's been going on in the last 4 months in this planet after this whole thing went to hell, basically. So I want to get her perspective on that. But she did a photo shoot for herself, so she needs pictures for her website, for her social media, and all that kind of stuff. And she hired a professional photographer to do her shoot,
as you should.
As you should. And I wanted to bring this topic into the podcast because I think it's a lot of people don't think about it in terms of making sure that your image is the right image that you want to portray online. Meaning, it's great to do your selfies. It's okay to get some other pictures here and there. That's fine. That's great. But I think if you want to show a certain level of professionalism, you do need
to hire
a professional to do it. I mean, this is a perfect example. I consider myself an amateur photographer. I mean, I've been taking, and you know this, I've been taking pictures for
but
20,
you are not,
30.
You know that.
I'm creative, when it comes to when it comes to photography. I like it, I enjoy it, but I still don't consider myself a professional photographer. I believe that, if you do this for a living, that's when you're a professional photographer. I do not do that for a living, so I'm not a professional photographer. All right? Can we agree?
I absolutely.
Okay. Let's not fight anymore, okay?
I was not aware we were, but okay. Sure.
But anyways, so she hired a professional photographer, Alex. Hey, Alex. To take pictures. And that is the right approach. So if you have a business, if you want to be well represented when it comes to image online, anywhere, hire a photographer, because a professional photographer has a certain eye for those nice angles and the lighting, which is the thing that for me is still my biggest kryptonite, is figuring out the right lighting and all this stuff. You know what I go through when it comes to lighting up the studio.
We should actually record you.
It's always like, I'm going to make it
adventure.
I'm going to make it bounce from here, and oh no, I should put it towards. It's always a freaking headache. But, a photographer will know how to do that from the get-go, because that's what they do day in, day out. They've been put into different situations, and they'll know what's going to look good and what's not going to look good. Now, what are you, the individual that's,
being photographed?
Being photographed. What do you need to do? Right?
That's actually a good question. Like, how do you get yourself ready for something like that?
So just don't get up and go to the studio to get a picture.
Which was what I would do probably.
Okay. Probably don't just try to get your hair done. Try to get some makeup done. If you can't do these things well enough, get someone to do it for you, treat yourself to a spa. I don't know.
I like it so
feel
far.
Good. When you're going into a photo shoot, you need to look your best. I mean, this is the image that's going to represent you or your brand out there. So you want to make sure that you're going to look your best, right? You need to be rested. That's another thing. I wouldn't advise booking a shoot first thing in the morning because you're not going to be looking the best. I mean, you're still going to be
unless you're a morning person. And you get
you're
up
not going to be okay.
4 in the morning.
But make sure that you're well rested, because that's going to show in the way,
your eyes,
the way you're smiling, the way you're feeling, it's going to show.
Yeah.
The camera's going to pick that up. And that's, you want to get the good vibes on that picture, because that's what's going to go online, right? So first of all, make sure that you as the individual is going to look good and is going to feel good. I think that's important too, because, excuse me, if you're going to be taking pictures and you're not feeling well, like in terms of if you're not,
someone can tell you,
if you're not happy, or the energy is not going to be there, and the energy is definitely not going to be on those pictures. So make sure you're feeling good. And again, if something happens, if you're rushing, if something happened in your life that you weren't planning on, you know what? Consider canceling the photo shoot and just postponing it for another day. Rebook it, because just trying to get it done because, I have it booked. Oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm going to go.
Yeah.
It's not going to work out. It's not going to be good. The important part is, you need to feel good and have the good energies. Now,
I was going to say that it's actually something I never thought about. But now that you've mentioned it, I've had pictures taken at work sometimes and whatever, where... And
you're not ready.
And it's just one of those, I guess almost silly pictures we take, just another day, at work. But it's funny because sometimes you tell me you look tired. And then I look at my picture and I'm like, what is it that makes me look so tired?
You just get that feeling.
That you said that, right?
Yeah.
And and a lot of times I am exhausted. I try to smile, but I guess my eyes or my face, I don't know. And do indicate that, right?
And that's the important part, that I think more than anything else, like more than your clothing or the actual studio or wherever you're taking the pictures, I think your energy needs to be the right one. And I think that's where a lot of people don't think about, right?
Yeah.
They just say, oh, I'm going to go and I'm going to do this. And then it doesn't come out good, man. And it's going to suck. So aside from that now, another thing that you as an individual need to think about is, what am I going to wear? So there are a couple of different situations here. If you're doing a photo shoot that's going to be outdoors, well, you're going to have to think about, am I going to be able to change my clothing or not? I mean, if you're just doing it out in the middle of a park, you might try to get behind a tree or something and change, but I don't know, that might not be the best idea.
You can wear a jacket for one and not wear a jacket for another.
True.
Maybe,
You can have layers. So you can have layers on, and then you can take pictures with, your
That's
your
as
jacket.
far as I would go.
And just keep taking off the layers until you have nothing. No, then it becomes a different shoot right there. But it's an option if you're doing it outdoors, right? Now, if you're doing it indoors, if you're renting a studio or you're doing it at a location that you're going to have access to, being able to change and all of that, then make sure you take, 6, 7 different pieces of clothes, like shirts but everything though, like your
from your shoes to
exactly, because you want to be able to do different combinations. I don't know why I'm stuttering so much right now, but I am.
You're tired.
I'm thinking. My mind is going very fast, and my mouth cannot just follow it. So clothing is important to choose the right stuff. And don't forget, just because it's summer, take a jacket as well, because unless you do want to take season pictures, that's another option out there.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, because you want to be able to take, let's say every season you want to take pictures. At the beginning of the season, you start taking the pictures so that you can use them for those 3 to 4 months. You can use those pictures, right? This obviously is if you want to have material pictures of yourself, promoting yourself online on social media.
Image,
Let's say you have a business that the business is what you provide as a service, is your knowledge and all of that. So then you need to promote yourself.
It becomes you.
If you sell mugs, then you're going to want to take pictures of the mugs, and that becomes a whole different story, right? But we're talking about people who want to promote themselves and the services that they provide to their clients. Another thing is, what are you going to take with you in that to that shoot so that you can complement your image,
the scenario? Yeah.
So I was talking about mugs, but do you have a favorite mug? Take that favorite mug with you. Take a laptop. I keep on punching this damn microphone. Take your laptop. Take a book. Take a few books, take a few different things. If you have stuff that you want to put in the background that you feel is important to you and that will reflect who you are as an individual, then don't forget to take that. Grab a box, put the stuff in there, and take it with you. Because these are all what in photography they call props. It's easier for the photographer to just do what he does best or she does best and take the pictures and not worry about the props. Because those props should be yours, should be about you and what you feel is best for the image, for the overall image, right? So these are all little things that I don't think people consider when they're getting ready for posting things on social media. The importance of having a good looking picture.
I have to say, well, I haven't done a professional photo shoot for.
Oh, we can do that right after.
No kidding. And I actually, I have a few ideas for a project, but until now I haven't had the need, right, to do that. And I have to say, I never thought about it that way. I never thought about grabbing my books or my Scrabble mug, or you know what I'm saying, like that was, if I had to do a photo shoot and I didn't speak to you, I would not do that. I would probably think about the clothes, okay, but beyond that, another thing is when you do decide to get your photo shoot done, speak to your photographer, talk to them about these details, because they might have ideas and angles that you're not thinking of.
that might help in the whole process of the photo shoot. The other thing is really the location too, because a lot of these studios, they're smart about it. They don't need to be huge, but what they're doing is they have different angles that are completely different from each other, so that it will give you the feeling that you're in a different place, right? So that wall is a brick wall, that wall has frames, the other one
and
has
yet
windows.
it's such a small place they can create all of that, right?
Exactly. You can have the different furniture. A lot of these studios have furniture that you can just move around easily, just to create a different style and a different picture altogether. So talk to the photographer. Say, have you taken pictures in this studio before? Like, what's the vibe here? Like, what can I do? What do you advise me to do? And I'm pretty sure that if they're a decent photographer, they'll be able to help you in a lot of these details. And it's so important that you do that. Now, other people, the other part of photography when it comes to being able to use it on social media or online is, being able to see this, to think about the situation where you're at on a day-to-day and think about that aspect. And I know it's not easy, and we do this all the time, and it's not easy even for us that we are, we have that in mind, but having someone there to take the picture, or even yourself, if you want to take a selfie because you are in that particular situation, you want to be able to take a picture with that person or with that product or whatever it is, or the place where you're at. Spend a little bit more time. Don't just take a picture and go.
Don't be like me.
Like, you are famous for not cleaning your phone lens, and then we have the effect of blurriness in our pictures.
See, I'm that.
No, it's not a good effect. Okay.
I have good
because
pictures.
You cannot remove that effect. See, when it's a good picture and you put an effect of blurriness, I can take it out.
But this is au naturel.
Baby, we are speaking French now. No, clean your damn phone or camera, okay? But what I was saying is spend a little bit of an extra second or two to make sure that, okay, if I take the picture this way, would it work better if it's landscape or portrait? Where am I going to use it? Is it going to be Instagram or Facebook or whatever? Just make sure you leave enough space around so that if you want to crop it, you have enough space to crop it and fit it better. Don't go too close, otherwise, it's not going to work. But spend half a second thinking about that before you snap that shot, and you can start collecting those pictures so that you can start working on your idea of what your month is going to look like in social media. One of the other things is, and just to go back on this idea, we were doing a lot of pictures before this whole thing hit. When we were doing the podcasts, we would take advantage of that time. As we were putting the podcast together, we would take some pictures with the guest, and then outside of the studio, wherever we were, on the way there, on the way back. So taking advantage of the little bit of time that you have when you're somewhere else and you have some equipment with you is very, very important. This way, we're going there to record a podcast, but all of a sudden we've got 20 more pictures that we can use throughout the year to talk about podcasting, to talk about videography, to talk about design, creativity, itself, all these things that relate to us. Now, you need to look at your business and you need to say, okay, how can I do that in my business, right? If I'm a retailer, right, or if I have a store, or okay, if I'm walking down the aisles of my store, can I take a picture in the middle of the aisle? Can I ask one of my employees to take a picture when I'm standing beside a good, a new product that I have? People, when I say people, is your audience is going to like to see who you are as a person, as an individual, and they love seeing his pictures that are real. If you look at statistically, if you look at a picture that is a stock photography versus someone, the actual person of that business, you're going to see a very big difference when it comes to how many likes, impressions, and all of that you're going to have in that picture, because people gravitate to what's natural and what's real. So if you, the individual, the owner of that company, is going to be taking that picture, or if you are in the picture, it's going to work a lot better for you. It's going to work a lot better for your product too. So always keep that in mind. smile, be nice. That's the other thing is like nobody likes the duck face and the, oh, look at me. I'm such a, I am the model of the, no, man, just relax.
That doesn't work
be
well
yourself.
with me.
And,
it's sort of phasing away, isn't it? That
thank the gods.
Yeah,
because that was
never
definitely a
fan of that.
phase. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but be natural and try to, walk around your store, walk around your factory, walk around, even if you're outside, if your job is something that is outside, if you're in construction or plumber, whatever it is.
But don't do another of my tricks where I like to capture a lot of landscape, right?
Well, okay.
Because I need to know where I took the picture, see, and I need,
Everybody's got a different perspective on what it is. But if that is what you are all about, then that is fine, right? But I also advise, you know what? Look at other people's feeds and look at what other people are doing within your market. Look at what they're doing, right? Look at your competition. Look at how they're taking the pictures and gravitate to what you are doing. Don't copy, but get inspired. Find out what you like. What makes you double tap a picture? What makes you like that picture? What makes you comment that picture? The same feeling that you get when you're doing that to somebody else's picture, you need to somehow figure that out for yourself. You need to say, okay, you know what? This is who I am. This is what I want to do, and this is the way I want people to see me, to see my product, to see my company. So make sure you understand what makes you click, so that you can make other people click on your stuff. So that
explains why I like landscape so much, because that's what calls my attention most of the time.
I don't think we're going to get out of this one.
I love a trail. I love the lake. I love the sea. I love the stars,
And if you can catch everything in one shot,
that would be awesome.
That would be amazing. You know what? I think that's why I bought the 360.
Isn't that called the movie? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because this way you take one snapshot of with the 360, you get. Oh, guess what? Yes, you get everything.
I love it.
You love it, right? I'm gonna start giving you the Insta 360 one.
Promise me one thing.
What?
You'll do like a. What do you call it? Like a collage, whatever.
A collage? Oh, jeez. I don't think I have enough computer power to do a collage of your pictures if it comes to that.
What I see. See?
I see it.
It's my perception.
I see it. I see it every day.
Hard to
I see it.
communicate what you want to say.
I see it every single day. Trust me, I see it. So yeah, I mean, all of this stuff it's not, so hard to comprehend, but it's amazing what you see in terms of the feeds, in terms of websites and all of that, how bad people do this in terms of pictures, and they try to do it themselves and they don't try to get help. Yeah, man, just if you want to do something good, get a professional. Get somebody
I'm glad
to do
you
it.
said that, because you are a professional in your own field. And oftentimes we see people saying, well, I have a computer, I can design.
Of course you can.
Yeah, but then don't turn around and say, why does your picture look so much better because you're a designer than my whatever I did on that computer, right? So I think you need to acknowledge what you're good at, and do not try to do. Let me see if I can make this clear in what I'm trying to say. You may be an expert in a lot of areas, but do not try to be an expert in the area that you are not.
Well, you can be in a lot of them, but you can't be in all of them.
All of them, right? And it's fine, and it's okay to don't try to do everything. Don't try to say, "Oh, I can write a book. I can write." Yeah, you can. But sometimes you need to say, I'm a teacher. I'm not a designer. You
need to go back to the points that we were
Exactly.
talking about on the last podcast, which is be humble. Be humble and realize that sometimes, you can get away with a couple of things, but that might not be the best
That's not my
solution.
field. That's
that might
not
not
my
be the
field,
best solution.
right?
So, and in terms of an image, think about it this way: you need to put yourself on the other side of the equation. Would you buy or get a service from a place or a person that you searched online and doesn't look good? in terms of an image?
No.
Why?
Oh, I guess it's just the confidence is not there.
Mm-hmm.
For whatever I'm looking for. There is something, and maybe we're just being too influenced by this era where we live in, that, it's all about visuals and all that, but it does matter.
It kind of is.
It does
Because this is
right?
my point. This is what I always say. If you don't have the time to take care of yourself, why would you take care of me?
Exactly.
Bam. And with that, I dropped the mic.
That's so philosophical, right?
I know.
But it goes
so
with
good.
that thing that if you don't love yourself, you're not capable of loving others, right? So it kind of goes with everything else.
I love
right?
everybody, man. I'm just a lovable kind of guy.
You are.
Peace and love, man. All right. And I think that's enough of yapping about photography. I think we, looking back at our other podcasts, we did talk about all this stuff. We actually have an older podcast. If you guys want to go search in the archives there, we have a podcast with Alex, actually, the photographer in this.
That did Penny's.
Penny's photo shoot, in which she talks a little bit about what you should look for in when you're deciding to do a photo shoot. So check that out. There's a lot of good advice there, and we're always talking about all these little things. So, if you have any questions, anything that or any points, I mean, if there are any there's any photographer out there that's listening to us or watching us, and they have some sort of extra advice about what people can do to get ready for a photo shoot. Comment below. Let us know. I know that within the 5 people that are watching us, there might be one photographer. So if you're the guy or the gal, let us know what you think about this subject. And please, guys, speaking of comments, comment, man. Say stuff. say comment about the episodes, but give us ideas too. I mean,
yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's been a while that we've been doing this, and we're kind of running out of ideas of what to talk about. But we will be getting back.
We're creative.
I think now, especially here in Ontario, we are now going through a different phase of this whole pandemic. Things are starting to look a little bit better. Hopefully
Toronto
they will.
Is getting into stage 3.
So we are looking very seriously into going back to our normal
setups, and,
recording schedule and setups and guests and all of that. So we will be having a lot of other things to talk about and people to talk about, to talk with about something. You get me? All right. But nonetheless, me and you always have a need to sit here and talk a little bit, and sometimes we run out of. No, we don't. But ideas are always good. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
There you go. Okay. Done.
Got it.
Guys, thank you so much. If you're by any chance, listening and watching to us and haven't hit that subscribe button, I don't like you.
Personal.
Don't listen.
Don't take it personally.
Don't take it personally, man. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I want to talk to you anymore.
You and I have issues.
Probably going to have to talk, sit down, and have a mano a mano and just go and listen, man. No, I mean, I don't see why.
Yeah, me neither.
Have you hit the subscribe button?
Of course.
Okay.
I think
so there you go. I mean, if
ones.
Anna hit that subscribe button, why aren't you hitting it?
What is that supposed to mean?
All right. That's it for today.
You didn't answer.
I'll answer after I shut off the mics.
Of course.
Because that could be real.
All right. You're pretty real. You're pretty authentic.
All right, guys. Thank you for sticking around for another episode of the Creative Spin Podcast. Catch you on the next one.